If you've gone on social media literally any time since the beginning of 2025, you've probably seen a G80 M3 or two completely crash out, completely wreck, either leaving a car meet, doing something stupid, or even sometimes going fast in just a straight line, which has earned the G80 M3 the title of the new Mustang. Because if you see one of these leaving a car meet, you might want to step back a few feet because you probably will get hit. But just what is it with these cars? Is it the young and inexperienced drivers and owners? Or is there actually something that has to do with the way the car is made that is making it harder to control and making G80 owners crash their car at a much higher rate than any BMW before it? Well, after owning my G80 M3 for the past 4 months now, I've come to realize that it might not be just the owners. There genuinely might be something wrong with the way this car is made that makes it harder to control and makes you more likely to slip out if you do things wrong. So today we're going to take the G80 for a drive in multiple different modes and find out just what's making these G80 owners crash so much. And like I said, you might be surprised because there are some features of this car that are making owners crash out harder than somebody who just got their diamond stolen in Minecraft. So why are so many G80 owners crashing their cars? Well, let's get to the bottom of it. So obviously one big reason as to why these G80 owners are crashing their cars is because a lot of the people who own these cars are young and inexperienced drivers. I just had to talk about this first to get this out of the way because there's a lot more than just that as to why a lot of these cars are just crashing so often. But I can name off the top of my head at least 2 or 3 G80 owners that I know who are under the age of 25, which according to most insurance companies, 25 or having your license for about 5 years means you're now an experienced driver and you will get a huge discount on your car insurance. But how are these young people getting these cars? Because I mean, this car is almost a 6-figure price tag. At least brand new, this car costs about 101 grand from the factory, but even used, this car will run you about 80 grand. So how are these young people even affording these things? Long story short, it's internet money. There are way more ways to make money than just a regular 9-to-5 job. One of the people I know who owns a G80 M3 has a TikTok shop account where he makes easily 10 grand, even 12 grand a month sometimes. And a lot of this internet money is insane. You can just post up one video, make 3 grand, which is what a lot of people with a college degree starting salary job make after taxes. And a lot of this internet money is insane. You can just post up a random video, make 3 grand just like that. If you do it once, you could do it again. You can make it multiple times a month. And over time, this adds up a lot. Like I said, a friend of mine makes money from TikTok shop. He makes easily 10 grand a month. And that guy I know is only 18 years old. He's doing a lot more at 18 than I was ever doing at 18. My other friend Ale, I'll put his @ right here, trades crypto meme coins and has a G80 M4. Full bolt-ons, he just bought brand new wheels for that thing. I think saying he makes 10K a month is probably a big understatement because in reality, 10K is probably a good week for him on crypto. But there's so many ways to make money online, and this is just the most popular car there is for people who like to make internet money. I mean, I for one personally have this car because I make money on the internet. I do YouTube videos, I do Instagram, which actually doesn't pay at all. I do have a TikTok shop account where I make some videos, although I don't make much. It's pretty hard for me. But the sole reason that I own this car is because I do YouTube. YouTube is my biggest revenue stream, at least when it comes to social media. But the tides of the world has changed. It is very easy nowadays to make 10 grand a month as an 18-year-old, which in some cases is more than those kids' parents make in 2 months. Moral of the story, it's 2025. There's a lot of ways to make money now, which means that even if you're 18 years old, you can still make a good amount of money and even afford a car like this. But you are by no means an experienced driver at 18 years old or even 20 years old. And after recently turning 26 myself, I can confidently say that I am a pretty experienced driver, but I do know that sporty driving is a lot different than regular driving. And I also know that over the years, after driving different cars drive different. And they also have different tendencies, and some cars oversteer versus understeer. But this car is more different than anything I've ever driven. And I'm genuinely scared to drive it in some modes because when I tell you it's not just the drivers, it is also the car, I really mean it. BMW knew that their owners like to drag race their cars, and they also knew that a real BMW M car should be rear-wheel drive. So what did they do? They gave us the best of both worlds. I'm sure you know by now that the G80 M3 has a mode that you can switch it from full all-wheel drive to make the car fully rear-wheel drive. And so let me show you how that works. So you hop in the car. There's so many different driving modes you can put in. So let's click the setup mode. And as you can see here, we've got tons of different options as well as the M2 and M1 buttons. And as you can see here, we have xDrive, which has 4-wheel drive sport, and then 2-wheel drive. We'll talk about 4-wheel drive sport in a moment because it is really important, but 2-wheel drive is what we're going to talk about for now. It is really hot in here, so I'm going to turn the car on for you guys. Just got catalyst downpipes for the car. We got a video coming up soon. Press the traction button and actually put this car into rear-wheel drive mode. Press the traction button. If you click MDM mode, or excuse me, DSC off, that'll bring you to the setup mode, and then you can put it in 4-wheel drive sport or 2-wheel drive. And it is important to note, a lot of people don't know this, but you cannot actually have the car in rear-wheel drive mode and have traction on. For some people, this might be completely obvious, but for some other people, you might think that's completely dumb. Every single thing, every assist in the car has to be off if you want to have the car in 2-wheel drive mode. So there's absolutely nothing assisting you in this car if you put it in 2-wheel drive mode. Okay, well, let's go back to the stability control section. What if I want to just put it in MDM mode? MDM mode was so good in the F80, it's pretty much giving you a controlled slide to the point where you can drift the car, even if you're a complete rookie, you can definitely feel the car out, and somebody who's never drifted before can have a fun time in an F80 M3 with MDM mode on. The MDM mode in this car is completely different than it was in the F80, because if you click MDM mode and you go back, the only option you have is 4-wheel drive sport. You can't put it in 4-wheel drive, you can't put it in 2-wheel drive. Well, 4-wheel drive sport is pretty much full rear-wheel drive until you lose traction, and then it sends power to the front wheels, which means if you're trying to correct your slide and you start to actually slip, your car could just send power to the front wheels and you'll just go straight. You kind of see what I'm getting at here. If you are slipping in 4-wheel drive sport, your car will send power to the front wheels, and unless you're used to drifting a semi all-wheel drive car, your rear-wheel drive car just becomes an all-wheel drive car in a split second. And if you're correcting to the left and you turn to the right, you're gonna go right, you're not gonna go straight. But hey, maybe it is the young drivers, and maybe they're just inexperienced and they just don't know how to drive. So let's test out all 3 of these driving modes on the back road. But let's take the G80 out for a drive on some back roads and try not to kiss a tree while I'm making this YouTube video, because it would be very sad if I crashed on camera. All right, we got my son strapped in the back seat. Hopefully he doesn't go flying everywhere when I go on these back roads. But we're gonna start off with 4-wheel drive sport, because that's a mode that a lot of people seem to think is exactly like 4-wheel drive. Some people even drag race in 4-wheel drive sport, but they just don't understand what it is. It's supposed to be like a 4-wheel drive MDM mode for this car. And I can tell right off the bat that there is some feeling there for sure. But the G80 M3 in general, if you drove an F80 M3 and then a G80 M3 back to back, but if you drove both those cars back to back, you'd understand that the G80 has a lot less driving feel in this car. And even if you drive an E9X and you somehow find your way to a G8 XM car, you're gonna understand just how completely numb a lot of the driving feels. But 4-wheel drive sport is more like a drift mode in an all-wheel drive car rather than an actual sporty driving mode. And my tires are pretty warmed up, so I doubt anything will happen. But let's see. Yeah, nothing at all. But I felt the car slipping out just a tiny bit. But the biggest issue with this car is you just don't know where the front end of the car is going. Now, they say if you want your G80 to handle like an F80, to upgrade your control arms. I know SPL makes some great control arms for this car that are not only adjustable, but will help your car handle a lot better than it would without them. Upgrading control arms on a brand new M car is not something I think you should have to do in order for it to handle well. But just watch any review of this car, and a common complaint is how numb the front end of this car is. You genuinely do not know where the front end is going, where it's pointing, because when you're moving fast and trees and everything on the side of the road is flying by you, you rely on your feeling of the steering wheel to know where the front end of the car is, and you just can't feel it. I said this in my M340 review, that car genuinely felt like a Tesla, at least when it comes to steering. And this car just feels like a performance Tesla, at least when it comes to steering. The car is in sport mode, it's in all of its sportiest settings, but the car just doesn't feel that good. It just makes me want to drive it in 4-wheel drive at all times, because I actually know how the car is going to handle and actually know how it's going to react. When I'm going straight or I'm going around a corner, but okay, the front end of this car is numb, we know that. But what about 2-wheel drive mode? Before we do that, I don't want to try and slip out and find this car catching traction, especially with my front tires being 117 degrees. I know they're going to grip, and when they grip, they're going to grip hard. Turning the wheel, just avoiding all these potholes, but I can't feel anything when it comes to the front end of this car. I don't know, the steering's just really light. But we know about 4-wheel drive sport, so let's turn everything completely off, put it in 2-wheel drive mode, because that's the only way you can have it. Traction, DSC off, then you go into the xDrive setup. And the car picks up a lot slower because you now only have 2 wheels driving instead of 4 wheels. We're gonna go around a corner and try not to crash. Maybe this is perfect. And as if it wasn't numb enough in 4-wheel drive sport, it just gets way more numb in 2-wheel drive. You have an all-wheel drive car that is 4,000 pounds, so when you're tossing the car to one side or the other, that is 4,000 pounds going to that side. It's electronic feeling, it has a numb front end, everything is very electronically assisted, the steering feels electronically assisted. We know it's obviously not hydraulic steering. So even though there is a huge chunk of people that are crashing because they are just inexperienced drivers, I do kind of understand why they're crashing. Because unlike an F80 M3 or most of these other rear-wheel drive cars that these young people are getting into, this car is just so electronically assisted. Let's try to floor it in 2-wheel drive. Yeah, I hit the little dirt patch and it kind of slipped. It just doesn't feel that great, you know? The car feels like a boat. I now understand the boat feeling, or the boat joke that so many people say about Hellcats. The car just genuinely feels heavier than it did in 4-wheel drive mode, because it's like you have a jet with 2 less jet engines and now you're just driving on 2. So I guess the car just feels a lot heavier and a little bit harder to control when it's in 2-wheel drive mode, and even the 4-wheel drive sport. I rarely, if ever, drive it in 2-wheel drive mode because there's really just no reason to. The 4-wheel drive mode is just so good. I think if you want to buy a BMW and you want to drift and you want to do donuts and you want to slide a little bit, you know, or have a good handling car at least, don't buy this car. Buy an F80 M3. That car is going to feel way better. Just going to be, you know, a better driving car than this is. But so many people buy this because of the S58 engine and because it really is the best of all worlds. It has everything put together. The G80 M3 does not handle better than an F80 M3. It is a bigger car, more electronic feeling car, made to be a lot more dailyable than an F80, I'd say, because some people think an F80 is very harsh when you put it in sport mode. This car, you put it in sport mode, it still feels like a luxury car, or at least some kind of luxury sports sedan, and that's exactly what it is. It's a luxury sports sedan. For an M car, the steering feel and handling absolutely sucks when it's not in full four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive mode. And I promise you, come Black Friday this year, 2025, when these things go on sale, I will be upgrading the control arms on this car because I just want it to handle that much better. It's now the next day, and driving this thing around for the past 4 months, and even today in the rain, honestly, I've started to really realize why so many people are crashing this damn car. The driving modes in this car are just kind of weird. The four-wheel drive sport mode that just adds power to the front wheels whenever you lose traction, that can definitely make you go straight when you're already trying to correct the slip. And then the fact that every single assist in the entire car pretty much has to be 100% off if you want to have this in rear-wheel drive mode. That paired with the fact that this car drives absolutely nothing like an F80 M3, no traction control, no stability control, no anything if you want to have this car in full rear-wheel drive mode. That is only if you have the xDrive model, which I have right here. But it seems that most of the G80s crashing anyways are xDrive models and not rear-wheel drive ones. I mean, go on Copart right now and you'll see just how many of them that are crashed are actually all-wheel drive. And also similar to the B58, what I always said with that car is it's not the horsepower that gets you, it's the torque. Especially when you give it to an 18-year-old teenager who just happens to have $2,000 lying around, can get catalyst downpipes, send his ECU out, and boom, just like that, he has a 750, almost 800 horsepower to the wheel car that he can put in rear-wheel drive mode and shut every assist off in the car. A lot of people think this car should never have come in all-wheel drive. I personally think it should never come in rear-wheel drive. A car with this much torque, you have like 550 foot-pounds of torque, and you take that torque, split it between 4 wheels, but you have a button that you can shut it off, and all that torque just goes to those 2 rear wheels. No wonder these things are crashing. But if you've got a G80, be careful if you turn traction off. Be careful if you put it in 4-wheel drive sport or even full rear-wheel drive mode, especially if you're tuned, because you just got an immense amount of torque going to those rear wheels. And if you think that the stock tires, even if you have PS4Ss on it, are gonna grip even though it's like 80 degrees, you are dead wrong. And don't even get me started on the stock Pirelli tires, because I heard that those are absolute garbage. Luckily, the dealer put on some extreme contact DWS 06s for me. These are all-season tires because I bought this car from Utah, so I know it was snowing there, and I know they probably couldn't even get it on the truck without all-season tires at least. But yeah, if you own this car, it's not that hard to figure out why all these drivers are crashing. It's just inexperienced drivers mixed with the high horsepower and torque of this car, but also kind of those weird driving modes that I'm kind of scared to push the car in because you really never know what could happen. And with the numb front end of this car, it's just not very predictable. When the car does lose traction, you just don't know where the hell it's going. And like I said, maybe sometime in the summer or even way down the line during Black Friday, I know they're gonna have a sale on control arms that will make this thing handle like an F80 M3. So I 1000% plan to put that on this car because I want it to handle a lot better than it does right now. And it handles good, but it only handles good in 4-wheel drive mode. The front end of this car genuinely feels like I'm driving a Tesla. If you tried to drift one of these, you know what I'm talking about. There's not much else to say about this car, but all I know is there's a lot of 18-year-olds with 750 horsepower tuned G80s out there that are not very experienced drivers, so just be careful on the road, guys, no matter who you are, no matter what car you have. But yeah, it's not just the drivers, it is also kind of the car, and as much as I would like to swing it right here in this area, I'm smart enough to know that 3 out of the 4 cars I've owned in my entire life have all been all-wheel drive, so I'm not very confident in my abilities just yet. Also, there's a bunch of guys over there doing construction that will probably call the cops on me, so maybe I'll come back with some friends another time. But also, I enjoy these tires and I don't really want to mess them up. With all that being said, guys, if you have a G80 or you want to buy a G80, just be careful and don't buy from Victory Mitsubishi. I'm Ryan from Gears and Gains, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.